doesn't like to save money? Even the rich people understand that saving and investing money is as important as making money. And with a lot of bills to pay these days, you just cannot afford not to save a couple of pennies here and there. In today's video, I'm going to tell you exactly the things that I did that helped me save up to £1,000 in 1 year. And if you stick around in this video, then you just might hear them. The first thing that has helped me save a lot of money might sound so obvious and might sound very relatable. But guess what? A lot of people are still not aware of it. And that is buying things in bulk. This particular hack, I learned it from my mother. Growing up, my mother bought a lot of things in bulk. Just name it. She bought a lot of food items in bulk, okay? And this helped her a lot in terms of financial crisis, okay? And no matter how broke she was, there was always food, in the house. There was always food for us to eat. So when I became an adult, I just had to adopt that lifestyle immediately. So I began to buy things in bulk myself. So I have come to see how much it has helped my finances and how much it has helped my savings and my spendings. Okay. So buying things in bulk is very important. Sometimes you might go broke, but if there are things in your house, things for you to eat or things for you to fall back on, you might not just feel it that much, as opposed to when you don't even have it at all in your house. Now, imagine waking up one morning to get ready for work and you realize that your soap has finished, or your toothpaste has finished, like there is nothing left in the house. And then the next shop that would open is opening by 8, and you have to show up at work by 8 o'clock. You and I would agree that it's going to be a very frustrating situation. So always try as much as possible to buy things in bulk. It not only saves you energy, it saves you time, it saves you stress, it saves you tons of money. So buying things in bulk is a yes for me. Now, moving over to the next one. The second thing that I've done that's helped me save a lot of money here is not buying things on impulse. So raise your hand if you walk into a shop with the intention of buying a particular item or a couple of items and you leave the shop with almost everything in that shop. Like I, for one, I always do that. I walk into the shop with the intention of buying like a couple of items, and when I'm leaving, I'm struggling with the bags. Like my bag, my left hand is full, my right hand is full, and I'm wondering, like, why on earth did I buy all those things? Like, so buying things in impulse has cost me a lot of money on things I don't even need. The next time you walk into a shop with the intention of buying something, make sure you buy that item and you leave that shop. You don't want to buy every other thing because it's sitting pretty on the shelf. You're like, oh, I'll have that. Oh, let me get that. Oh, let me get this. And at the end of the day, you find out that some of the things that you bought are things that you don't even need. And that's a waste of money for you. That's a waste of resources. And it's going to occupy spaces in your house that, that ordinarily you shouldn't even have occupied. So I realized that this cost me a lot of money. So I discipline myself whenever I walk into a shop. I buy what brings me there and I leave. So I just knew that I had to take charge and I had to take control of the things that I spend or things that I buy when I walk into a shop. So yes, please stop buying things on impulse. Buy what you need. Very, very important. Over to the third one. Now, the third thing that has made me save a lot of money is cooking in bulk. Where are my food lovers? The ones that will cook any time of the day you call them. Morning, they're ready to cook. Afternoon, they're ready to cook. Night, they're ready to cook. Now, you've realized that this does not only cost you a lot of money, it costs you a lot of time, it costs you a lot of stress. It's very important to cook things in bulk. Cook your food in bulk. Prepare your food ahead of time. Store them safely in your refrigerators and your freezers. That way you're saving yourself a lot of money. You're saving yourself money on gas and electricity. You're saving yourself time. You're saving yourself stress. Imagine coming back from work after a very, very busy day to an empty pot, an empty fridge and freezer, an empty stomach. In fact, everything is empty. Trust me, that wouldn't be a good experience. That wouldn't be a good feeling at all. So always try as much as possible, always try as much as you can to cook your food in bulk. Honestly, you just cannot afford not to have food in your house. You just cannot afford to be cooking every single time, every single day, or every single hour. You just cannot afford to be cooking all the time. Sometimes you might be too tired to cook. Sometimes you might be too broke. Sometimes what you want to eat, you can't even afford it at that particular time. But if you have it in your house, stored somewhere in your fridge or in your refrigerator or in your freezer, you might just want to like bring it out and just like, warm it up and just have a good meal. So cooking things in bulk. It's something that you might want to learn. It's something that you might want to um you know implement into your lifestyle. Okay, it's going to save you a ton of money, stress, and time. Yes, you cannot afford to be sourcing for ingredients for your food every single time, every single day. You're in the shop looking for what to buy to cook a food, and then the next day you're in the shop again looking for what to buy to cook. And then the next time you're traveling, you're taking transport, you're going to this particular place, you're looking for this, you're looking for that. You're spending a lot of time, you're spending a lot of money, you're spending your energy and resources cooking every single day. So it's good that you actually cook your food in large quantities and store them separately in your freezers and your refrigerators. That way, you can be able to minimize the amount of money or to reduce the amount of money you spend on food, and also reduces stress for you. And so it might be something that you might want to like think about and see if it's something that you can implement in your life moving forward. That is, if you're not doing that already. Okay. So another thing that I've done that has helped me save money over time is the way I use transport. When I initially came to the UK, I was buying bus ticket at every single bus I entered. So which means if I was supposed to use three buses in a day, I'll buy three tickets in a day. If I was supposed to use four buses in a day, I'll buy four tickets in a day. So which means I was spending a lot of money on transport. Until I realized that, oh, I can actually buy a day ticket, and that day ticket will cover me for the whole day. It will cover my trip, maybe to work, to and fro. And I was like, oh, I've been able to save a couple of pounds from there. Okay. And after a while I realized that I can actually buy a weekly ticket, and that will be cheaper than a daily ticket. So I bought a weekly ticket and I started using weekly tickets to work. Then I realized that, oh, it was even actually cheaper than buying daily tickets every single day, or buying single bus ticket at each time I enter a bus. So I was able to save all those little pounds from there. And then over time I realized that, ooh, I can actually buy a monthly bus ticket. And then that was it for me. I realized that not only is it cheaper, it saves me a lot of headache, a lot like I just know that this ticket is going to cover me for the month, and I'm just good with it. Like, so you might want to be intentional about the way you spend your money on transport. Ask questions. Don't always go buying single tickets all every single time. You're going to be spending more. But if you buy it in bulk, maybe weekly tickets, or if you buy monthly tickets, it's going to also save you a ton of money. And this can also apply to the train. If you're using train, try and see if you can try and see ways where you can actually minimize the cost that you spend on your weekly transport or daily transport to work, especially if you're someone that goes to work every single day or every other day. So this was how I was also able to save money on the transport side. Now I don't spend a lot of money on transport going to work because I already know how because I already know how to go about it. So yes, by all means, try and see ways where you could actually save less on your transports to work or any other place that you want to go for that matter. It's very, very important. All those little things adds up to actually make a meaningful savings for you. Okay. Now the next that I did that's helped me save a ton of money is monitoring my electricity usage. Now this might be tricky for those of you that have kids because one moment you put off the light in this particular room, and then by the time you're back in that room, the light is like there's lights everywhere. Like these kids do not understand. They don't get it at all. Okay. So, but you just have to keep trying. You just have to keep making sure that if you're not in a particular room, there is no need for lights to be in that room. I don't know if this makes sense, but I'm just telling you how I'm able to save money, or how I was able to save money. So, for instance, if you're in the kitchen, there's no need for light to be on in your room. If you're in the sitting room, there's no need for lights to be in your kitchen, and vice versa. So always make sure that you just see ways where you could switch off the lights, switch off anything that needs to be switched off that would cause you to spend more money on lights or more money on electricity. Like I said, all those things add up. Okay. And if you're leaving your house, try as much as possible to make sure that every single light bulb in your house is switched off. All your sockets are switched off. You don't want to leave all the lights on in your house and you're going out. I mean, that wouldn't really help your bills or electricity costs. Okay. Always be intentional about the way you use your electricity. It's very, very important because these things they don't come cheap. And when you add all these little things, you find out that it's a lot, it adds up. Okay. So this is something that I do. Something that I do that helps me save a little bit of money here and there on my electricity cost. I hope that makes sense. Now, the last but not the least is work discount schemes. Now, depending on your employer or depending on where you work, most employers offer incentives for their employees. So you have to ask questions and be like, what are the benefits of working with you? Like, what can I benefit from working with you? Or even when you've already gotten the job, ask questions. There are incentives where you can actually register and actually buy things, in big shops or big supermarkets at a cheaper price at 50% discount or 40% discount or 10% discount or 20% discount. All those things really matter. All those things really help your finances. Okay. So, for example, if you could buy a wristwatch for, like, let me say, £50, ordinarily, if you're using your work discount scheme, you could buy that same watch, that same exact watch for, let's say, £35. So you see, you've actually saved like £15, right? And this applies to so many other appliances. It could be your household appliances like your freezer, your fridge, your washing machine, your microwave, just anything that you might need in the house or anything that you might need in your life personally. You might get it at a very big discount. All those things definitely will help you in your finances. So ask your employer if there are incentives that they offer that you can actually use to be able to get things or be able to buy things at a cheaper rate outside there. Most times there should be. And like I said, all those things add up to make you save a ton of money. Now, these are some of the things that I've done that has helped me save quite a big chunk of money in a year. And that's not all. But then, if you want to hear more about how I'm able to save a ton of money, you might want to let me know in the comment section. But for now, we're going to stop here. If you enjoyed this video, kindly like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe. Before you go, I want to introduce myself for those of you who are just seeing me for the first time. My name is Chinaza Ugwozo, and I am so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that next time I post a video, you can always come here and you can always have a good time together. Until my next video, I want you to be happy, be safe. Always remember that you're beautiful and don't let anybody make you feel otherwise and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.